It might sound impossible, but across the world today, thousands of people still live in caves, not as a return to the past, but because these ancient homes still work. From mountain cliffs in China to underground courtyards in Tunisia, these cave dwellers have built entire lives inside stone walls. Some live in silence and solitude. Others raise families, grow crops, and even connect to Wi-Fi, all from within the Earth itself. In a world obsessed with progress, their stories challenge everything we think we know about comfort, survival, and what it means to truly live in harmony with nature. Palawan Cave People, Philippines. In the remote mountains of Palawan, the Tagbanua tribe has lived inside natural limestone caves for more than 800 years. These caves aren't just shelters, they're carefully engineered homes with carved kitchens, cool storage chambers, and water systems that direct mountain springs right through their dwellings. The thick limestone keeps the temperature steady at around 75 degrees, offering perfect insulation during both monsoons and dry seasons. What's truly unique is how the Tagbanua blend the ancient with the modern. Many homes now have solar panels, mobile networks, and even Wi-Fi, yet the families still live by the same traditions that have guided them for centuries. Children attend schools in nearby towns, but return each evening to their rock-carved homes, creating a lifestyle where modern education meets ancestral wisdom. Inside the caves, multi-room systems include cooking areas, family sleeping quarters, and communal meeting spaces. These layouts, passed down over generations, are designed for efficiency and harmony with the natural environment, no electricity required for climate control. Outside, the community practices sustainable farming, traditional crafts, and ecotourism. Visitors come to experience this rare way of life, helping the tribe earn income while preserving their heritage. Chinese hermit monks, China. High in the Jongdong mountains of central China, thousands of hermit monks live in total solitude inside natural and hand-carved caves. These remote hideaways, reachable only by steep and dangerous trails, offer complete disconnection from the modern world. Inside, monks live with nothing but robes, meditation cushions, and ancient texts dedicating years, even decades, to silent meditation and spiritual study. One such monk, Master Li, has lived in the same cave for 23 years. His daily life follows a strict rhythm: meditation before dawn, tending to a small cliffside garden, and reading Buddhist scriptures by candlelight. His cave, carved into solid limestone, has one small window that looks out across misty valleys and distant mountain peaks, offering both solitude and inspiration. Though these monks live alone, they form loose networks for sharing herbs, wisdom, and maintaining ancient paths. There are over 5,000 such hermits across China today, continuing a 1,500-year-old tradition. Their lifestyle, simple, silent, and deeply connected to nature, offers a powerful contrast to the speed and noise of modern life, showing that peace and clarity can still be found in the stillness of the mountains. Bamyan Cave Villages, Afghanistan. In Afghanistan's Bamyan Valley, families have lived in cliffside caves for over 1,500 years. First carved by Buddhist monks, these sandstone dwellings were later expanded into multi-room homes by generations of Afghan families. They include kitchens, sleeping quarters, storage areas, and spaces for gathering, creating entire villages carved into rock. These caves aren't just old, they're cleverly engineered. Built-in ventilation allows airflow deep underground, while spring water is channeled through the homes. Their high position in the cliffs offers protection from war, harsh weather, and freezing winters, keeping families safe and warm even when the valley below is in turmoil. Many families pass their caves down through generations, creating deep cultural bonds with their underground homes. Inside, soot-blackened ceilings, carved shelves, and family murals tell stories of centuries of life. Even during Afghanistan's decades of conflict, cave families often remained sheltered while surface towns were destroyed, proving that these ancient homes still offer unmatched security and resilience in modern times. Himalayan Sadu Caves, India. At altitudes exceeding 15,000 feet above sea level, where oxygen levels drop to half their sea level concentration and temperatures regularly plunge far below freezing, Hindu sadhus inhabit bare rock caves that challenge every assumption about human survival limits, while pursuing spiritual enlightenment through extreme physical deprivation and environmental exposure that most people would consider impossible to endure for extended periods. These high-altitude hermits, who have renounced all material possessions and social connections, demonstrate extraordinary human adaptability to extreme environments, while developing meditation and breathing techniques that enable survival under conditions that would quickly kill unprepared individuals. Baba Siddharth, an 82-year-old sadhu who has inhabited the same Himalayan cave for 18 years, owns nothing except a thin cotton wrap and a metal water vessel, sleeping directly on stone floors, while maintaining body temperature through advanced breathing techniques and meditation practices that generate internal heat sufficient to prevent hypothermia during nights when cave temperatures drop well below freezing. His cave, located at such extreme altitude that clouds form below him most mornings, provides no protection from howling winds and driving snow except for the basic shelter of stone walls and a narrow opening that barely excludes the worst weather conditions. Jongdong Cave Village, China. Tucked inside a giant limestone cave in China's Guizhou province, over 100 people live in a natural chamber, so massive it creates its own mist, clouds, and even rain. Known as Jongdong, this is the world's largest inhabited cave home to a functioning village complete with houses, gardens, schools, and communal spaces, all under one colossal stone ceiling. Natural airflows keep the space ventilated and fresh, while internal precipitation supports underground farming. Families grow crops and raise animals in the cave, making the community nearly self-sufficient. Jongdong villagers live much like any rural town, with kids going to school, families sharing meals, and neighbors helping neighbors. The Chinese government has tried to relocate them, offering modern homes and services. But most villagers stay. Why? Because life in the cave offers stability, comfort, and a deep sense of cultural identity that concrete buildings can't replace. It's a rare example of how humans can shape their lives around nature, not the other way around. Mount Athos Hermit Caves, Greece. Perched high on the cliffs of Mount Athos, hermit monks live in caves carved straight into the rock, some hundreds of feet above the Aegean Sea. These remote dwellings are accessible only by rope ladders and narrow cliff paths, demanding courage and physical strength just to reach them. For over 1,000 years, these caves have offered total seclusion to monks seeking complete withdrawal from the outside world. Life in these cliff caves is harsh but purposeful. Monks wake before dawn to begin long hours of prayer, meditation, and manual work like copying religious texts or tending to small cliff gardens. The constant risk of falling or going without supplies becomes part of their spiritual discipline, seen as a test of faith and endurance. With sweeping sea views and natural silence broken only by wind and waves, the caves offer a depth of isolation even monasteries can't match. Monks often remain here for decades, developing spiritual insight in a way few others can. Mount Athos continues to attract those seeking the purest form of Christian contemplation, preserving a powerful link to early monastic life in today's fast-moving world. Kadisha Valley Hermits, Lebanon. High in Lebanon's Kadisha Valley, whose name means holy, Christian hermits have lived in cliffside caves for over 1,400 years. These limestone dwellings, nestled into the steep valley walls, have served as sanctuaries through centuries of conflict, preserving ancient monastic traditions and spiritual practices deeply rooted in early Christianity. Inside many of these caves are painted frescoes, carved altars, and handwritten manuscripts, some dating back hundreds of years. The dry mountain air has naturally preserved the remains of hermit saints, turning many caves into sacred pilgrimage sites for Christians around the world. Today, hermits still farm small cliffside plots, copy religious texts, and follow age-old routines of solitude and prayer. Their lives blend physical simplicity with intellectual devotion, using the valley's isolation as a spiritual tool. These caves are not just homes, they're living libraries, places of worship, and historical vaults. Recognized by UNESCO, Kadisha Valley remains a vital link to Middle Eastern Christian heritage. Despite modern pressures, its hermits continue their ancient path, quietly protecting a legacy that spans more than a millennium. Matmar Cave Homes, Tunisia. Hidden beneath the Sahara Desert in southern Tunisia, the Berber people of Matmar live in underground homes that are completely invisible from above. These cave dwellings, carved into soft limestone, form circular courtyards that bring in light and air, keeping the interiors naturally cool, even when outside temperatures soar beyond 130 degrees in summer. Inside, the temperature stays a steady and comfortable 70 degrees year-round. These homes are built with clever design: thick walls for insulation, central courtyards to promote airflow, and systems that collect and store rare desert rain. The result is a desert village with natural climate control, far more efficient than surface housing in such harsh conditions. Extended families often live together in these underground complexes, with separate chambers connected around shared courtyards. Daily life follows traditional Berber customs, blending ancient ways with modern needs. Locals grow crops in protected underground plots, craft goods in cool cave workshops, and now welcome tourists eager to experience life beneath the desert. Tourism, agriculture, and heritage keep this unique way of life alive, proving that ancient knowledge still has a place in the modern world. Low Manthang Sky Caves, Nepal. High in Nepal's Himalayas near the Tibetan border, thousands of ancient caves cling to steep cliffs over 14,000 feet above sea level. Some sit more than 300 feet above the valley floor. With no visible paths, yet families still live in them today, climbing to and from their homes with skills that rival expert mountaineers. These caves, carved centuries ago, contain living spaces, storage rooms, and intricate carvings that hint at a highly advanced culture that once thrived in these heights. Life here is not easy. The air is thin, oxygen levels are about half of what you find at sea level. Day and night temperatures can differ by over 80 degrees. Yet the locals have adapted. Their lung capacity, balance, and endurance allow them to scale cliffs while carrying children, water, and food to homes most couldn't even reach. From these heights, residents see the full span of the Himalayas glaciers, snowcaps, and valleys far below. They read the clouds and winds like a book, using nature to guide their planting, harvesting, and daily routines. These caves aren't just homes, they're spiritual spaces too, Families perform rituals passed down for generations, believing the cliffs and mountains are sacred and protective. Despite the risks, they've stayed guarding a high-altitude way of life that few in the world could ever imagine. Tora Bora Cave Settlements, Afghanistan. Tucked into Afghanistan's White Mountains, the Tora Bora Cave network includes thousands of chambers formed by nature and shaped by humans over centuries. These caves have long provided shelter from ancient pastoral tribes to religious hermits, and more recently, families escaping war. In a region marked by harsh winters, summer heat, and constant insecurity, these caves offer a safe, stable, and livable alternative to surface homes. The limestone rock offers solid support for large tunnels and living spaces. Underground springs provide fresh water year-round, even when droughts dry out surface sources. Natural airflow systems keep the caves cool in summer, warm in winter, and well ventilated. The structure also allows voices to carry through chambers, making communication possible across different levels, while multiple exits add protection and escape options. For many, the caves are a seasonal home. Families graze livestock in high pastures during good weather, then retreat into caves when the cold or danger sets in. The constant temperature makes cave workshops ideal for metalwork, textiles, and crafts. Some caves even serve as religious spaces, meditation halls, or small shrines. Long before the name Tora Bora became linked with conflict, these caves were part of Afghanistan's living history, a blend of survival, tradition, and resilience in one of the world's toughest terrains. And even today, they remain vital for those holding on to old ways in a rapidly changing world. Ahaga Desert Caves, Algeria. Deep within the Sahara Desert's Ahaga Mountains, the nomadic Tuareg people have maintained cave settlements that serve as crucial refuges during sandstorms, extreme temperature periods, and seasonal migrations across some of Earth's most hostile desert environments, where survival depends on intimate knowledge of water sources, weather patterns, and cave systems that provide essential shelter during the harshest conditions that the world's largest hot desert can impose on human communities. These mountain caves, carved into ancient granite and volcanic rock formations that rise dramatically from the desert floor, offer protection from sandstorms that can last for days while providing thermal regulation that enables survival during temperature extremes that would quickly kill unprepared travelers. The Tuareg cave settlements demonstrate sophisticated understanding of desert survival strategies, including water conservation techniques that maximize the utility of limited water sources, food storage methods that preserve supplies during extended periods when hunting and gathering are impossible due to weather conditions, and navigation skills that enable safe travel between cave refugees across trackless desert landscapes where landmarks can be obliterated by shifting sands and weather patterns. The caves serve as supply depots where emergency provisions are cached for use during unexpected storms or other dangerous situations that require immediate shelter and resources for survival. Cultural practices within Ahaga cave communities include traditional ceremonies and social gatherings that strengthen tribal bonds and preserve cultural knowledge during the extended periods when various Tuareg groups converge in cave shelters. Storytelling traditions that pass down essential survival information and cultural values through oral narratives shared during long desert nights, and craft activities that utilize cave workshops for producing the tools, textiles, and ornamental items that are essential components of traditional Tuareg material culture. The caves provide stable environments for cultural activities that would be impossible during desert travel or in temporary surface shelters. The strategic importance of Ahaga caves for desert survival includes their function as meeting points where different Tuareg tribes can coordinate movements and share information about water sources, weather conditions, and other factors that affect desert travel safety. while their elevated positions in mountain formations provide observation points for monitoring weather patterns and identifying potential dangers or opportunities across vast desert landscapes. The cave network enables the Tuareg to maintain their traditional nomadic lifestyle, while having secure refuges available when desert conditions become too dangerous for surface travel and camping. Lalibela Hermit Caves, Ethiopia. In the rugged highlands surrounding Ethiopia's famous rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, Orthodox Christian hermits continue maintaining cave hermitages that have preserved ancient religious traditions and manuscript collections for over 800 years, while serving as centers of spiritual learning and contemplative practice that attract pilgrims and religious scholars from throughout the Ethiopian Orthodox Christian community. These volcanic rock caves, carved into cliff faces that overlook dramatic highland landscapes, provide ideal conditions for religious contemplation and scholarly activity while preserving religious art, literature, and cultural practices that represent direct connections to early Ethiopian Christianity and its unique theological and artistic traditions. The Hermit Caves of Lalibela contain remarkable collections of religious manuscripts written in Ge'ez, Ethiopia's ancient liturgical language, including biblical texts, theological commentaries, and hagiographical works that preserve unique Ethiopian Christian traditions and interpretations that differ significantly from other Christian communities, while maintaining theological sophistication and artistic excellence that demonstrate the high level of religious scholarship and cultural achievement that characterizes Ethiopian Orthodox monasticism. Many hermits spend their entire lives copying and preserving these manuscripts, while adding their own theological insights and artistic contributions to the accumulated religious literature. Daily life for Lalibela's hermit cave dwellers includes extended periods of prayer and meditation that follow traditional Ethiopian Orthodox liturgical patterns, agricultural work in small terraced gardens that provide basic food supplies while utilizing indigenous highland crops adapted to the challenging mountain climate, and scholarly activities that include manuscript copying, theological study, and religious education for the occasional visitors who seek spiritual guidance and religious instruction. The combination of physical labor, intellectual activity, and spiritual practice creates balanced lifestyles that these hermits describe as essential for achieving the spiritual development and religious understanding that justifies their choice of extreme isolation and material simplicity. The cultural significance of Lalibela's hermit caves extends beyond individual religious practice to encompass their role as repositories of Ethiopian Orthodox theological knowledge, artistic traditions, and cultural practices that might otherwise be lost due to modernization pressures and changing social conditions that affect traditional religious communities throughout Ethiopia. The hermit caves serve as living links to Ethiopia's ancient Christian heritage, while continuing to produce religious leaders and scholars who contribute to contemporary Ethiopian Orthodox theological development and cultural preservation efforts. Petra Bedouin, Cave Homes, Jordan. Among the spectacular carved facades and ancient architecture of Petra, Bedouin families continue inhabiting the same cave chambers that housed the Nabatean civilization over 2,000 years ago, creating unique living situations where modern families maintain traditional desert lifestyles while surrounded by one of the world's most important archaeological sites. and most visited tourist destinations. These sandstone caves, originally carved as tombs, temples, and residential chambers by the ancient Nabateans, who controlled crucial trade routes between Arabia and the Mediterranean world, have been continuously adapted and modified by successive generations of inhabitants who have preserved both the architectural integrity of the ancient structures and the traditional knowledge necessary for successful cave living in harsh desert environments. The Nabatean engineering that created Petra's cave systems includes sophisticated water management networks that channel seasonal rainfall through carved channels and storage systems, architectural features that provide natural climate control and ventilation, and structural designs that have remained stable and functional for over 2 millennia, while withstanding earthquakes, flooding, and the gradual erosion that affects all sandstone construction in desert environments. The current Bedouin inhabitants have inherited not only the physical caves, but also traditional knowledge about maintaining and utilizing these ancient systems, while adapting them for contemporary family needs and lifestyle requirements. Daily life for Petra's cave-dwelling Bedouin families includes traditional pastoral and trading activities that utilize the same geographical advantages that made Petra a crucial commercial center in ancient times. Tourism services that provide guide services and cultural interpretation for the thousands of international visitors who come to experience Petra's archaeological wonders, and cultural preservation activities that maintain traditional Bedouin customs, environments by ancient civilizations, demonstrating remarkable adaptability and cultural continuity that enables traditional communities to maintain their ancestral lifestyles while participating in contemporary economic and social systems. The Bedouin cave dwellers serve as living bridges between Petra's ancient past and its modern significance, while preserving cultural knowledge and practices that provide authentic context for understanding one of humanity's most remarkable archaeological achievements. These extraordinary cave-dwelling communities scattered across our planet demonstrate that human adaptability knows no boundaries, as families continue choosing ancient living methods over modern convenience, while discovering that caves provide advantages unavailable in conventional housing, including natural climate control, superior security, sustainable living practices, and profound connections with natural environments that most people never experience in their technology-dominated lives. From the Philippines to Jordan, from China to Afghanistan, these cave dwellers prove that happiness and fulfillment don't require electricity bills, mortgage payments, or suburban conformity, but can flourish in the Earth's natural embrace where simplicity meets ingenuity and ancient wisdom guides modern living. What do you think about trading your apartment for a cave? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if this incredible journey amazed you. Subscribe to our channel for more fascinating explorations of humanity's most extraordinary lifestyles, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest adventures into the world's most remarkable communities and their incredible stories of human adaptation and resilience.